So in last class we have seen Cauchy's theorem. So there is a consequence in Cauchy's theorem. So we'll see first that one. What is the meaning of Cauchy's theorem? So consequence of Cauchy's theorem. So here we have two curves. Okay, see, one is curve one, another is curve two, which is lying entirely inside the curve one. See, that is what I have given here. If C1, C2 are two simple closed curves such that C2 entirely lies within C1, and if f of z is analytic on C1 and C2 in the region bounded by C1, C2. Bounded means this region. I have shaded no. So this region is nothing but bounded region or annular region. So known as the annular region. Then integration of f of z dz under the curve C1 is equal to integration of analytic function f of z dz. It means when a curve is lying inside another curve, entirely another curve, we'll get a bounded region or a annular region. So we'll get bounded region or annular region. So if in case like this we found means, and those functions f2 and f of z is
Sir, page is
analytic.
not clear, sir. तुम्हारी KGF की.
Yeah, those function is analytic. So integration of f of z dz of c1 is equal to integration of f of z dz of c2. So why this consequence I have given means, because this consequence helps you to prove the theorem of Cauchy's integral formula. So we'll start with the Cauchy's integral formula. We'll go like this question you will get: state and prove, Cauchy's integral formula. Like that you will get. Okay. So first I'll write the statement. So the statement is like this: if f of z is if f of z is analytic, if f of z is analytic inside and on a simple closed curve, inside and on a simple closed curve. See here we have two curves. One is inside, another is outside. So f of z is analytic inside and on a simple closed curve. So f of z is analytic. So let it be one curve itself. So one curve. In that curve, f of z is analytic like this. One curve we'll consider as a closed curve. See here one point is there. Here one point is there. So here also f of z is analytic. Here also f of z is analytic. That is the meaning of inside and on a simple closed curve C. And if A is any point within C, so here A is there since any point within C, so inside the circle C, then f of A is equal to 1 by 2 pi I into integration C f of z divided by z minus a into dz. So this is how we need to prove. So for this derivation, what we'll do, we'll use another curve. Okay, so we'll consider another curve which is lies entirely inside or which is outside of this circle also we can take, and that consequence help you to prove this theorem. Okay, so here we'll go for the proof. So the proof is simple. Since A is any point, we'll go for direct diagram, so where you can understand easily. So this is a diagram. We'll consider a complex plane x and y, and here we'll consider a curve C. We'll consider a curve C. So according to this, I'm saying if f of z is analytic, so like that. So let us consider this curve as C, and we can consider another curve which is lying entirely inside of this circle. Okay, so where we have a point A inside a circle. So this point also, for this circle also, this is the point inside of this circle, and for this circle also A is the point of the circle. So what we'll do, we'll consider A is center of circle. So let Z is equal to A is center of circle C1, and we can consider R is radius of C1. R is radius of C1 such that C1 lies entirely inside the circle, inside or within C. So here, so very important point. They said f of z is analytic sim. So if f of z is analytic, whole this function of integral is also analytic. See, the function f of z divided by z minus a is analytic inside and on the boundary of annular region. The annular region means this is nothing but annular region between C and C1. Correct. Annular region is lying between C1 and C1. Now from the consequence of Cauchy's theorem. Integration C, this you know very well, f of z divided by z minus a dz is equal to integration C1 f of z divided by z minus a into dz. Okay, see this part we got integration f of z divided by z minus a dz. Here also integration C f of z divided by z minus a into dz. So only thing, when you send 2 pi to other side, 2 pi I into f of a. So this side we should get as 2 pi I into f of a. Okay, 2 pi I into f of a. So like that formation we need to keep. So we need to simplify this part. And we have equation of circle. This is very important. So the equation of circle C1. With center A and radius R. See, that is what I have taken. Center A, radius R. Then what is that equation of circle means? This is the equation of circle in complex plane. Modulus z minus a is equal to R. So this is very important. This helps you to solve all the problems. Okay. So when you remove the modulus, this is also very important. When you remove the modulus, we'll get R into e power I theta. Okay. When you remove the modulus, you'll get R into e power I theta. When you apply the modulus, this e power I theta will become as 1, because cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, because e power I theta means sin theta plus, cos theta plus I sin theta, like that formation. Or just simple, what you need to remember is modulus of when you remove the modulus, you'll get e power I theta there. Okay. So now we need to simplify this f of z. So z minus a means R into e power I theta. F of z means, so z we need, a will send it to other side. So a plus R into e power I theta. So a plus R into e power I theta. And also, so everything we going to change in terms of angle theta. This dz also will change it in terms of theta. So when you differentiate with respect to theta, dz is equal to differentiation of constant is 0. This can be neglected. R will keep as it is. This is constant because with respect to theta we are doing differentiation. So e power I theta differentiation is I into e power I theta d theta. Okay. And also we know, since it is a circle, so theta lies from 0 to 360 degrees. That is 0 to 2 pi. So now let us consider this as equation number 1. So substitute in 1 so that it becomes integration C f of z divided by z minus a into dz. See, along C1 we are doing. So RHS part we need to substitute in RHS of equation 1 is equal to, see, integration to this curve of angle becomes theta is equal to 0 to 2 pi, okay, 0 to 2 pi. Then f of z is nothing but what? A plus r into e power I theta divided by z minus a. Z minus a means what? R into e power I theta. Then dz means I into r into e power I theta into d theta. So r and r get cancelled. E power I theta get cancelled. Correct? So then it is equal to integration. Yeah. So we'll write integration. Before that, see here radius. See, we are doing for this curve. So entirely, see here, we have integration for this curve. So when you consider for this curve, this is the radius for inside circle. So anyhow, it is smaller when you compare to C, correct? When you compare to curve C, radius is smaller. Radius is smaller. See, that is what you wrote. Since for any r greater than 0, since for any r greater than 0 is small enough, so take r tends to 0. Since r is greater than 0, but it is small when you compare with C, so take r as 0. So when r is 0, what happens? Yeah. When r is 0, what happens? This whole thing will become as 0, correct? 0 into anything, 0. Then what is remaining element there? I as it is, integration theta is equal to 0 to 2 pi, just simplification part. Then f of a into d theta, correct? This is the remaining element. So f of a is constant, keep it outside. So what is integration of constant? Constant into with respect to element. So with respect to what variable we are doing? Theta. So theta under the limit 0 to 2 pi. So upper limit is 2 pi. So where we get I into f of a into 2 pi, correct? Or 2 pi I into f of a. So here what we have? Integration C f of z divided by z minus a dz. So finally what you got? Integration C f of z divided by z minus a into dz is equal to 2 pi I into f of a, or f of a is equal to, when you send 2 pi I to other side, 1 by 2 pi I into f of z divided by z minus a into dz. So this is the theorem. See, it is very easy. Only thing you should know this equation of circle very much, and then main important points and this diagram. This diagram is important. And see, the function f of z divided by z minus a is also analytic because f of z is analytic. Since this is also function
Screen
with
ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ
respect to
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ
z, we consider entire. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಒಂಥರ
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ
ಬ್ಲರ್
ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಬ್ಲರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಲೆಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ.
ಓ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅವರು. Now it is
ಈಗಲೂ ಹಂಗೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ what about others?
ಸೇಮ್ ಸರ್, ಬ್ಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸರಿ ಇರಿ ಹಂಗೆ. Yeah, now it is.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಈಗ
ಇವಾಗ ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಯಾ ಓಕೆ, ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. Main modulus z minus a is equal to r, so that is important. So and then this consequence we applied the consequence here. So these 2 points are very, very important. So yeah, so we'll move on to next one. So we'll start the problem based on Cauchy's theorem and Cauchy's integral formula. So this problem now I'll do now, so which is very similar that we have done already before. Okay. See, the question is like this, continuation part, fourth one. Verify Cauchy's theorem for the function f of z is equal to z square, where c is the square, having vertices 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 0, 1. So we need to verify Cauchy's theorem. So what we need to find? We need to find integration c f of z dz is equal to 0. Okay. So this is what Cauchy's theorem says. So now we will draw the diagram. Okay. They have told this c is the square. So we'll draw the vertices first. 0, 0, O, and this one A, that is 1, 0. Next it is B, that is 1, 1. Next it is C, that is 0, 1. So we'll join the points, and we know anti-clockwise direction like this it travels. So we'll take curve as the whole entire curve is nothing but C. So in that we divided into 4 parts: C1, C2, C3, C4. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So like this problem already we have done. So once again we are doing that solve. So well, let us consider LHS part. So what is LHS? Integration C f of z dz. So that is equal to what happened? Integration C1 f of z is nothing but z square. So we'll consider directly z square dz plus integration C2 z square dz plus integration C3 z square dz plus integration C4 z square dz. Okay, let us consider this as equation number 1. Okay. So LHS part like this we consider. So RHS, how we need to get? We need to get our answer as 0. So for that we need to simplify. So here what we have? We have z square dz. So what is z square? X plus iy. So we all know very well. X plus iy the whole square into dx plus I into dy. This also you know, correct? X plus iy the whole square into dx plus I into dy. So we have 4 curves. We'll solve for all the 4 curves. See this. So this you know already very well. X is z is nothing but x plus I. Just we are integrating that curve. We are integrating. So along OA. So along OA, what is the curve we have? C1, correct? So see here 0, 0 to 1, 0. So this is the path of curve C1. O to A, 0, 0 to 1, 0. So what is common? 0 is common. So which coordinate it is? Y coordinate. So therefore y is equal to 0. So this implies differentiation. dy is equal to 0. Therefore z square dz becomes y is 0. So that x plus 0 the whole square, that is x square. So dx plus I into 0, that is dx. Therefore x lies from 0 to 1. How means? See here. This is the way, right? So 0 to 1 x coordinate, x comma y. So 0, 0, 1, 0. So what is x? Travels from 0 to 1. So that is how we go. Since it is with respect to x, for x we need to check the limits 0 to 1. So this is about OA. Next, along AB, that is curve C2, means this one. So what we have common? 1, 0, 1, 1. So x is equal to 1 is common. First one is common. So x is equal to 1. So this implies dx is equal to 0. So then z square dz becomes, x is 1, no? So 1 plus iy the whole square dx is 0, so I into dy. So with respect to y, so y travels from 0 to 1. See here, y travels from 0 to 1. Okay. Next, along BC, that is curve C3. So what is common? 1, 1, 0, 1. So 1 is common. The 2 y is equal to 1, second ordinate. That is y ordinate. So y is equal to 1. This implies dy is equal to 0. Therefore, z square dz is equal to y is 1, no? So x plus I into 1 I. So x plus I the whole square, dy is 0. Just dx will get. So with respect to x, we are speaking. So x travels from 1 to 0. Correct? See? 1 to 0. So it travels from 1 to 0. Next, along last one, that is CO, C4. So what is common? 0, 1, 0, 0. See, first ordinate is common. So x is equal to 0. This implies dx is equal to 0. Dx is equal to 0. Then z square dz becomes x is 0, no? So iy the whole square. Iy the whole square. Dx is 0. So I into dy. I into dy. Therefore, with respect to y, so y lies from 1 to 0. See, just simplification part. We need to check for limits and also z square dz. How we'll get. And I square is nothing but minus 1. So minus y square I into dy. So now what we'll do, we'll substitute all these values in equation number 1. So substitute in 1. So that what we get, LHS, this is integration C f of z dz is equal to first one, integration C1 of limit where what we have 0 to 1 and z square dz. So z square dz is x square dx. Next, plus integration C2, that is 0 to 1. What we have 1 plus iy the whole square. So this is a plus b whole square. For that we need to simplify first. Then plus integration 1 to 0. What we have x plus I the whole square dx. Then last one, which is important, minus we have. So plus into this plus into this minus is minus integration 1 to 0. What we have y square I into dy. So simplification carefully you need to do. And that equals integration of x square x cube divided by 3 under the limit 0 to 1. See this, what we'll do, first we'll remove the bracket, means we'll apply the formula. So plus integration 0 to 1, a plus b whole square, a square, plus b square, that is I square y square, plus 2ab, that is 2 into 1 into iy. So 2iy, close the bracket with respect to y. Then plus integration 1 to 0. We'll write 1 to 0 because here also we have x plus I the whole square. So x square plus I square plus 2ab, that is 2xi into dx. Then what is the last? Minus integration. So I will keep outside, that is constant. Integration of y square, y cube divided by 3 within the limit 1 to 0. Okay. So like that we got. So now we'll apply the limits. Upper limit is 1. So 1 cube divided by 3. 1 cube is nothing but 1. So lower limit is 0. So minus 0 by 3, that is 0 only. So this is neglected. And for this, first we'll do the integration. So when you do the integration, what happens? Integration of 1 with respect to y, that is y. I square is nothing but minus 1. So y square integration is y cube divided by 3. Then 2 into plus 2 into I into y integration is y square divided by 2 within the limit 0 to 1. 2 and 2 get cancelled. Next, plus write it as it is. Next, integration 1 to 0. This is also x square integration is x cube divided by 3. Y I square is nothing but minus 1. Okay. So minus 1 integration with respect to x is minus x. Next, plus 2 as it is. Integration of x, x square divided by 2, I as it is. Close the bracket. 1 to 0. This is 1 to 0 minus I as it is. Integration upper limit is 0, lower limit is 1. Upper limit we can neglect. Before lower limit, what we have? Negative sign we have. So y square, y cube is nothing but 1 cube. 1 cube is 1. 1 divided by 3. Like this we got. So now what we'll do? We'll apply the limit. Okay. For this we have applied. Now for this and these two terms we will apply now, and that equals 1 by 3 plus upper limit is 1, lower limit is 0. So lower limit will neglect. Directly will apply the upper limit. So 1 minus 1 by 3 plus I, correct? I into 1 square. 1 square is 1. So like this we got. Yeah. Next plus. So this is important. Upper limit is 0, lower limit is 1. So upper limit is neglected, lower limit is right 1. So before that negative sign is there. See? Negative sign is there. That sign we need to take. So open bracket minus yeah. So minus 1 cube is 1, 1 by 3. Here also minus is there. Here also minus is there. Minus into minus plus into 1. And plus into minus 2 get cancelled. 1 square is 1. So 1 into I. Close the bracket. Okay. Next what we have? Minus into minus plus I into 1. I. So I by 3. Got it. Next. One by 3 plus 1 minus 1 by 3 plus I plus into minus 1 by 3 plus 1 minus I plus I by 3. So plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3 get cancelled, and plus 1 is there. Yeah, somewhere mistake, simplification mistake. We'll cancel which and all will get cancelled first. Plus I minus I will get cancelled, and next here I is there. I missed that I. So where is that I? Yeah, here I is there. Yes. So this I is very important. So when you multiply, so here also I is there, and when you multiply with I, what will get? Here also I will get. So I into 1 I, and here I by 3, and I square I into I, that is I square. So we'll get minus 1. Okay. So once again I'll write this step, only last step. So that is 1 by 3. So everything will get cancelled. So that is your strength. That is a clue for you. So minus I by 3 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 minus I plus I by 3. Now see, minus I by 3 plus I by 3 get cancelled. Plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3 get cancelled. Next, plus I minus I get cancelled. Next, minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled. So what you got at last? We got our answer as 0. Here I have not multiplied I, so I multiplied with I. So when I multiply with I into 1 I. How it is 1 means when I apply the limit here you will get 1. So I into 1 I. So I into 1 square, 1 cube, that is I. Then I into I square. I square is nothing but minus 1. So it is minus 1. So all the elements of same terms and opposite sign will get cancelled to give your answer as 0. Therefore, integration C f of z dz is equal to 0. So hence it is verified. So hence it is verified. Stop the recording, man. So those who have any doubts, you can ask me. Stop the recording, Madhu.